This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out in association with Shamrock Boxing, and with me via Zoom, very early in the morning. I'm delighted to be joined by Callum Johnson. Callum, good morning, mate. How you doing?
Good morning, mate. I'm all right. I'm good. How are you?
A little bit tired, but you know what they say, it's the early bird that catches worms. Obviously, it's been a tough 7 to 8 weeks coming up in the coronavirus lockdown situation. Have you been handling it? Have you managed to get through the last 7 to 8 weeks?
Oh, to be honest with you, I've handled it very well. I've just locked myself away. I've converted my garage into a gym, and I've just locked myself away training 2-3 times a day, and just living like I'm away in a camp, if I'm honest. And it's kind of woke me up. I feel like I'm training better now than I probably ever have. I'm living better. I'm in a better routine. I'm doing everything better. But I don't know. Maybe it's something that because I know I've not got that much time left in the game, and when things get back to normal, I know I need to be ready. So I'm doing everything I can, so I am ready.
It's good to hear that you're keeping in shape. And we're speaking to fighters over the last few weeks. Some of them said it's like being in a camp, and it's actually they've been staying in shape quite well. Most of the fighters that I've spoken to have said that they've brought equipment online and have turned like their garage or their garden into like a little gym. But it's good to obviously hear that you're keeping in shape and that you're keeping yourself highly motivated. Last time out was against Sean Monaghan. That was, I believe, 2019 in February, March.
March, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
A very good win for you, a TKO win over Sean Monaghan. But that was a long time ago. Last year, March. Boxing's not been going on for about 8 weeks now. It's been quite a while. How comes it was so far back that we last seen you at the boxing ring?
Because I got injured. I was due to fight again. I got offered the Bivol fight for the WBA world title, but I injured my shoulder, so it put me out for a good few months, to be honest. And that's why I've been out of the ring so long again. I just, like I say, got over like all the other stuff. I had the Buglioni fight, and then I got the world title fight, and then I was back in against Monaghan, and things were starting to go right for me for once, and I was getting some momentum, and I put a good performance in there, and I was wanted back in America. Everything was going good, and boom, I got injured. So in my life, really, sort of everything starts going right, and then boom, it goes wrong again. But it's one of them, innit? Things happen. You can't do anything about it. But I was ready to go for March this year, and then the fight got put back to May. And then obviously this happened, so it's out of my hands. This one, it's out of my hands, and it's not something that I worry too much about or stress too much about, because at the end of the day, I can't control it, and nobody else can control it either. So it's something that we all have to deal with, and all I can do is keep myself right, so I'm ready to go when I get that call.
How is the injury healing up now? And obviously, when the call does come for boxing to restart again, would you say that you're 100% ready to get back in the ring?
More ready than I've ever been.
No, it's good to hear that. It's good to hear. Obviously, you mentioned the world title, and you had a crazy experience with the world title. I remember that fight with Berterbiev. I was watching it last week. That fight with yourself and Berterbiev. And there's always one question that I've got to ask you. That experience, what was it like for you? Not only just challenging for a world title, but really taking the fight to a great fighter in Artur Berterbiev.
It was a good experience. It was the experience more so of fight week. How I dealt with fight week. I feel as though I could have dealt with it a lot better personally. I was very. I don't know. I didn't handle it very. The nerves got to me a bit. The pressure got to me, and my head was doing backflips. And I feel as though if I got the opportunity again, I'd handle it all a lot better and I'd perform better. But it was a good experience. I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot of. I made a few mistakes where I feel like I could improve on. But at the end of the day, as well, as I said on previous interviews with people, he's the very best in the world. He's one of the best pound for pound in the world. And, you know, I had my moments, and I had a good account of myself, and it takes two to tango, and I think we tangoed, didn't we? We made it a great, exciting fight. Obviously, I come short, and I was on the back end of the knockout, but you know, it very nearly was the other way at one point.
Yeah, that's obviously was what was going to lead to my next question is, and I know you've must have like gone over this in your head so many times, but that first round you went down, and then you put him down, you put Berterbiev down. Why is it that you wasn't able to capitalize on that?
I think maybe you've got to give him credit as well for adapting. But when I got him, I don't know. I was very. I don't think I'd recovered properly, if I'm honest, from the first knockdown. You know, that first knockdown, I feel was, you know, I've watched it back a few times, and you know, I'm not looking. The ref shouts stop, and he just knocks me into next week. The ref kind of just ignored the fact that he had shouted stop. But I remember having made through the ropes. I remember in the ref shout stop and thinking I was safe, and then I remember just staring at the canvas and, you know, thinking, well, what's happening here? But when I got him, I also thought as well, just I will get him. I was very confident that I will get him. But now he adapted, he changed things up, and he got me at the end of the day. So it was, you know, got to give him credit for that.
I think you have to take a lot of credit as well, because we're talking about a guy that's, you know, a wrecking machine. He's stopped everyone. I don't think I've ever seen him that troubled. And I remember watching his fight with Gvozdyk, and I think, in all honesty, you yourself asked more questions than any other fighter has with Berterbiev, and I think, you know, you take a lot of credit from that fight you put up. It was a really, really gutsy performance, and I think for you to drop a world champion in Berterbiev, who's one of the best fighters probably in the world right now, the unified light heavyweight champion. You know, I think you should be proud of it. It was a great performance, and that obviously will do you wonders going forward for when another world title shot comes.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely do stand me in good stead. And like you say, oh, I should be proud of myself, but I can't be proud of myself for getting beat. You know what I mean?
I know, but you know where I'm coming from.
I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying, but I also know, you know, I've got more in me, and I genuinely believe I could win that fight on the day. But again, you know, I generally know I could lose that fight as well. It's one of them. I just look to have another go, just to put the things right that I know I put wrong, and go into it with a little bit of a different mindset, and see how we did. You know, if I got beat again, you know, I'll put my hands up again and say, you know, I got beat by the better guy again. But I would just like that opportunity.
One thing about boxing is when some fighters get on that world level in terms of world honours, they want to try and stay there, you know. But there's still lots of good talent, British domestic wise. You know, you look at the likes of Josh Buatsi. You know, you got Anthony Yarde and Lyndon Arthur that are scheduled to fight. You've also still got the British vacant title. I mean, there's been a lot of questions asked in terms of the light heavyweight division, especially British domestic wise, why we've not seen these fights happen with yourself and Anthony Yarde and Josh Buatsi. I mean, is that something you'd say you're still interested in? And if you are, when can we expect to see these fights happen? Because domestically, there's still very good fights.
Yeah, I think me and Buatsi will happen. I think that's going to happen. Whether it happens this year, you know, probably looking more like next year now, to be fair. But I think me and Buatsi's going to happen 100%. I think it's an exciting fight for British boxing, and I think there's a lot of people in Britain that'll be excited about watching it. So I'm quite excited myself about the potential of that fight happening, just for the excitement around it. Me and Anthony Yarde, I think it's more of a tougher fight to make. You know, he's with Frank Warren, I'm with Matchroom, but listen, I'm open to that fight, obviously. But yeah, my number one aim is obviously to win the European title that I'm mandatory for, and then potentially get a world title fight. But if I have to fight Joshua Buatsi in between, then, you know, I'm all for it, and it's something that obviously I'm excited about, if I'm honest. But I do feel that we both need another fight just to give it a little bit more of a buzz around it. Even though the buzz would still be massive, but I just think it'd be a little bit bigger if we both got another win or two.
I mean, give us a prediction? What would happen if yourself and Josh Buatsi were to get it on? What type of a fight do you think the fans would get?
It depends. It depends on how we approach a fight. You know, we all know what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to go in and try and knock him out. You know, that's what I do. So again, that depends on whether he chose to come and have it, or if he wanted to get on his bike or what. But it'd be a great fight. It's you know, he's a very good fighter himself. He can punch himself. He can box. He can fight himself as well. So it's definitely got the makeup of being a top fight.
Definitely, like I said, so much talent, British domestic wise, in terms of the light heavyweight division. And obviously, I mentioned Anthony Yarde, Lyndon Arthur, two other fighters that you've probably got your eye on. What prediction would you give for when them two do eventually get it on after this whole coronavirus pandemic situation is over and done with?
It's hard to say because, you know, Lyndon's a very good boxer himself. Anthony Yarde's obviously got the name, and I'm sure he'd be a big favourite going into the fight. But he hasn't really, apart from Kovalev, he's not really fought anybody as good as Lyndon Arthur. So it's an interesting fight, and I think it's, I see that as I don't know. I really don't know.
One final question. There's obviously been a lot of talks this past week about Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield coming back into boxing, and you know, speaking to many people in boxing, I'm going to have to get a professional boxer's. Going to have to get your opinion on it. What are your takes on the legends in Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield having one last final crack at boxing?
Is that against each other or just in general?
There's potential talks of them fighting each other, having a third fight, but then there's more talks of Evander Holyfield doing it for a charity, and I've heard somewhere that Mike Tyson's spoken to him and Shannon Briggs are looking to have a fight. Then I've also heard a rugby player's offered him, you know, a 7-figure paycheck. There's all sorts of rumours going around, but they've both confirmed on Instagram that they are coming back into boxing.
I don't know. I think, you know, they've obviously got their own reasons, haven't they? It's not. I don't really feel like I get asked a few questions about things like this before, and I feel like it's not my place to have an opinion on it because it's not my life, and it's, you know, I'm not thinking what they're thinking. They've obviously got their own reasons why they feel like they'd want to do it. Would I want to do it at that age? I don't think so. But again, I don't know because I'm not at that age yet.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's got anything to kind of give at any kind of level? No. I mean, I think Tyson, as much as I liked him and as much as I like him, and at his best, he was unbelievable. But let's be honest, he was way past his best 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's his life. It's up to him. If he wants to come back, then good luck to him.
It'd be interesting to see. Obviously, they left a massive legacy behind in boxing. But yeah, Callum, listen, I just want to thank you very much for your time. It's really nice to finally speak to you. Mate. And I honestly, genuinely meant what I said about the Berterbiev fight. You know, I must say it was a great effort you gave, and it was a brilliant fight. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back in the ring, hopefully when this is all over and done.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Top man. Callum Johnson, thank you very much for talking to Lights Out. We look forward to speaking to you soon.
Take care, mate. Look after yourself.
Bye-bye.
See you later.